Not even planning to have kids in the next 5 years, but we got to support Daddy Steve and how much knowledge he shares for free. Yeah, man, somebody has to do it, dude. Somebody has to do it. And I'm like, all my knowledge is behind the paywall and a membership site. And then you go to the membership site and then you're solely disappointed because it's not up to par on what Steve provides for free. I'm putting these f***ers out of business. All right, and those are all the comments. So let's remove this and go back to the chat. Let's see if there's any questions. Let's see. Became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Vigorous crew. Zionic Vigorous crew. Gigantic Penoris. Let's see. Steve, I'm on 13 trying to get my wife pregnant. I'm running HCG and HMG. What else can I add in? Well, watch the video. Add in all of the over-the-counter supplements which are known to help with testicular function, increase antioxidant status, and switch to HMG for FSH because it's way more potent. It's way more potent. What do you think is the youngest age acceptable to do a cycle? I think you are banned. That's my answer. Goodbye. Come back when you don't have to ask that question. Buddha to Zeus, I had a vasectomy, but still found the video very interesting. Yeah, again, much appreciated for all the guys that watched the video, even though you're not interested in fertility or your fertility is impaired by having a vasectomy, because every view counts. Bad timing there, boss. Sam's winning a pro card today. Yeah, I guess everybody's winning or watching Sam compete. That's okay. You can come back. But if you have any questions, then you have to ask them on the Vigorous Q&A or schedule a consultation for, not so cheap. Steve, often recommend waiting until 25 years old. He's gone, man. He's gone. If you have to ask, then you're too young. Adam Cameron, thanks, Steve. Going forward to the protocol phase 1.1 after watching, would penile testicular pumping have any potential long-term negative effects on fertility? Not that I could find in the scientific evidence, but there's not so much scientific evidence on penis pumping besides that one rodent model where they used a penis pumping in combination with human chorionic gonadotropin, and that actually was shown to increase penile length. And this is one of the reasons how I got a bathmate sponsorship, because after that, watching the video, they reached out and like, hey, if you like penis pumping so much, then why don't you start promoting our compound? So start promoting our bathmate. So this is why the DHT Androctim gel plus bathmate protocol is in the works. But first, we got to get the Methylene Blue deep dive video out the door, which is fully recorded and in the editing process. And then the Cerebralizing deep dive, right? That's currently being scripted for. So soon. But as far as I know, penile testicular pumping has no negative effect on fertility unless you put your nutsack in the bathmate and then vacuum that thing into, to the point you get the varicocele explode. So given it was done slowly and safely, I think it's totally fine. Again, I did my bathmate protocol after I got my wife pregnant through in vitro fertilization, and I haven't done a semen analysis since. So I'm not sure. Not even planning to have kids in the next 5 years, but we got to support Daddy Steve and how much knowledge he shares for free. Yeah, man, somebody has to do it, dude. Somebody has to do it. And I'm like, all my knowledge is behind the paywall and a membership site. And then you go to the membership site and then you're solely disappointed because it's not up to par on what Steve provides for free. I'm putting these fuckers out of business. Anyway, they have different content usually, mostly aimed towards bodybuilders, right? For the competitive stuff. But there's only so many competitors that are interested in it. So if you want competitor stuff, then go to those websites. But if you want, life-changing stuff, come here. This is for the Vigorous Q&A. What are your thoughts on Kisspeptin 10 with HCG and HMG? So Kisspeptin 10 doesn't work. And if you take HCG and HMG, then luteinizing hormone and follicle-stimulating hormone secretion is downregulated. So it doesn't matter how much Kisspeptin 10 you take. I took it from a compounding pharmacy at 1 milligram per day. Didn't do shit. And I was off cycle. I had no suppressive compounds in my system. So gonadorelin and Kisspeptin 10, it doesn't work. And when you look at the scientific evidence, you need to take this either in a nasal spray or inject it every hour in microdosages to have a pulsatile effect multiple times per day. But Kisspeptin 10 and Gonadorelin has a half-life of maybe a couple hours. And that is just not sufficient to stimulate luteinizing hormone and follicle-stimulating hormone production. That's why I didn't include Kisspeptin 10 or Gonadorelin in the How to Get Your Partner Pregnant deep dive. So HCG and HMG is the way to go. Hey Steve, if I want to dilute Merck Ovitrelle, can I do 500 IUs 3 times per week, which you use bacteriostatic water? Yes. So you add Merck Ovitrelle 6,500 IUs for half a milliliter. So you transfer that to a sterile vial, and then you add, what was it, 1.2 milliliters? I wrote this to one of my clients. I think it's 1.2 milliliters. Oh, fuck it. I just calculated real quick. Whip out the calculator off screen. So we have 6,500 IUs divided by 500 per injection. So that's 13. Yeah, so you need 1.3 milliliters. And you already have half a milliliter. So minus. So you need to add 0.8 milliliters bacteriostatic water. And then you have a solution of 1.3 milliliters for 6,500 IUs, aka 5,000 IUs for 1 milliliter. And is that correct? Yeah, 1. Okay. So add 0.8 milliliters bacteriostatic water to your 0.5 milliliters 6,500 IU Merck Ovitrelle solution for a 5,000 IU per 1 milliliter or 6,500 IU per 1.3 milliliter solution in the sterile vial. And then you draw 0.1 milliliters, aka 10 IUs on the insulin syringe to get 500 IUs recombinant human chorionic gonadotropin, which you can inject subcutaneously 3 times weekly. Yes, that's exactly what I did until I got the pens. So when I had the syringes, right, that's just a single administration with a glass syringe with this super thick needle. And I was like, fuck, I'm not going to take 6,500 IUs HCG in a single shot or microdose that. Subcutaneous without really seeing a difference. So first, I transferred that over 13 syringes. And so you drop it a little bit, drop it a little bit, drop it a little bit to get 500 IUs per injection, meaning you get 4 IUs on the insulin syringe because it's not diluted. So I tried that for a while, and then I lost a good amount of HCG. So I transferred it to a sterile vial, and then until I got the pens from Merck Ovitrelle. And then I just did 2 clicks for 2 IUs. Yeah. Hey, Steve, I watched a lot of your fertility stuff, 10 years on anabolics, and have been off for 8 months and got our first pregnancy reading today through Invitro Fertilization. Fuck yeah, dudes. I'm happy for you because I know how much money you spent, and I know how fucking stressful it is going through this IVF process. So congratulations, dude. I'm very happy for you. It's, the good thing about IVF is that you can do a chromosome testing, right? So when you have blastocysts, you can do a genetic analysis testing to see if the baby is healthy. So let's say you have 4 healthy embryos, and one of them has Down syndrome, then you just discard it. You don't implant it, and you have 3 left. That happened to us. We had 1 embryo that actually had Down syndrome. So we discarded that one, and then we had 3 left, 1 boy and 2 girls. And then with those 3, if they pass the chromosome and DNA testing, then you know that they're healthy, that the implantation is going to be more successful. And then depending on what you want first, you implant either a boy or a girl, right? And then with additional testing, you already know from the beginning that there's a much higher likelihood of a live birth compared to blasting, into your wife and then getting her pregnant, but you did it on cycle and now you have it in the back of your head, is this baby healthy? A lot of oxidative stress, autism risk, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm happy I did IVF because everything up till now is smooth sailing, dude. Smooth sailing, besides the bills. Yeah, the bills were not smooth sailing. No. Expensive as fuck. What's going on, Steve? We're doing a live stream. Joseph, this is for the Vigorous Q&A. Thoughts on allopodine. Yeah, it works. But this is for the Vigorous Q&A. We're talking about fertility here. Again, we're talking about fertility here, dude. Guys, have some respect. This is a fertility video, not a Vigorous Q&A. So this looks, your hematocrit is 56%, that's way too fucking high. Yeah, you have a problem there. Discuss it with a doctor.